In the Know for Thursday, April 25, the 116th day of 2024. There are 250 days left in the year. Good morning, MB, guiding you through In the Know at K105 on Litchfield's Country Station 1039 The Moose, live online at K105.com via the Apple and Android smartphone app using the SoundCloud, iTunes, or Spotify podcast. We're on Facebook, on YouTube, on the platform formerly known as Twitter, and the hashtag is In the Know. Coming up today, we'll update you on the latest news headlines from around the community, the county, the Commonwealth, and the country. We'll have your chance to win Louisville Zoo tickets up for grabs with the water cooler question. We'll talk about that and a whole lot more coming up today here on In the Know. Settling into my left, rolling Mach 9 with her hair on fire, is my beautiful wife, the beautiful girl. It's B. Good morning, sweetheart.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm good, but excuse me, my foot is really, really itching.
Your foot
yes,
is really
I don't know if that
itchy?
means
That
something,
means-
but yeah,
if
if
you're-
you're watching, I'm scratching my foot.
If your nose itches, that means company's coming or something. So
Well,
if
and your
foot
palm, I
itching-
think, is money,
He's-
right?
let's hope. Well, is there a palm of your foot?
Yes,
So
and that was it. Okay,
the
good.
arch of
All
your
right.
foot is the equivalent of the
Okay,
palm of
yes,
your hand.
I'll take
so,
that.
So
Sorry.
that means twice the amount of money. I'm
All
good
right.
with that. I've been seeing various places around our home seed packets laying various ways, like groupings of seed packets and things. Tis the season for seed
Yes.
packing.
Mhm.
Did you know there's a place that's outside of Norway by about 620 miles? It's an underground vault that safeguards nearly 750,000 seed samples from around the globe,
This feels familiar.
so that if we mess up as a society and we blow everything up and we have nuclear Armageddon, etc., we have a way to repopulate the earth using these seeds that are stored in this vault.
Yes, that feels familiar.
Does that make you? Would you like to have the job of looking after the vault?
Not really.
No, you don't
Nah.
want to. Yeah, I don't want to live in Norway either.
No.
So, okay. Well, somebody else can do that job then. He is the 5-time winner of the coveted Ohio Newshawk Award. He's the 2-time Silver Sound nominee, covering every corner of the globe: London, Budapest, Rio, Tokyo, and Cincinnati. He's Sam Gormley. And the sports. Morning, Sam.
Morning, Ralph.
How you doing?
Pretty good. How are you?
I'm well. Did you get any sleep?
Yeah, I
I
did.
thought you were like a kid on Christmas Eve, can't sleep because you don't know who the Bengals are going to draft.
I am excited. I am excited about that. Now, luckily, it's not too terribly of a late night for waiting for the Bengals. It'll probably be, I don't know, 9:45, 10 o'clock, something like that tonight, local time, if that even that late.
Saw you doing multiple shows, like you were on a show with like 4 or 5 people, and I saw you and Leroy were having a show, and I just thought maybe you stayed up all night doing shows.
Pretty much, it felt like that. It was a lot of podcasting, but we have fun because, listen, there's a lot to talk about with the NFL draft.
Hey, speaking of, do you know Cooper DeJean or DeJean?
DeJean.
This guy from Iowa? It's DeJean.
DeJean, yes, I do know who he is. He's a safety, probably to the Packers tonight.
Okay, so during the combine, he was asked multiple times if he could beat Caitlin Clark one-on-one. He is a 3-time letter winner at point guard, and he's a good basketball player. And he had to say yes, but you also got to be a little more diplomatic because she's kind of regarded. I saw a footnote where it says that she's maybe the best female basketball player of all time. I don't think that's true. I think she's the best, perhaps the best shooter, but I don't think she's going to be the best all-around female basketball player of all time. But still, I'm reminded of, is this Cooper DeJean and Caitlin Clark the equivalent of Billie Jean King and Bobby Riggs back in the 60s with the Battle of Sexes when, Billie Jean King beat Bobby Riggs. Could Caitlin Clark beat your average male basketball player one-on-one?
I hate these conversations. I think they're so silly.
They're not productive, are they?
No, they're really not at all. And yeah, no, I don't know. I've never seen Cooper DeJean play a game of basketball in my life. He's a good football player, but I don't know what that means. I mean, he could beat Caitlin Clark one-on-one in football, but that's also his sport. I don't know.
Well, I would think that. I'm pretty sure that Caitlin Clark could beat Emma Stone in basketball, and Cooper DeJean could beat Steve Carell in basketball because the tennis. That's the movie they did.
Oh,
When
okay.
they remade the
Oh,
Billie
yes.
Jean King and Bobby Riggs movie. Steve Carell played Bobby Riggs, and Emma Stone played Billie Jean King. So it's kind of interesting. I also saw where the Chicago Bears are potentially leaving Soldier Field and building a dome. Did that surprise you? Is that kind of like the Packers moving from Lambeau?
It's not surprising that apparently the stadium is in major disrepair to the point where they really have no choice. And I know that the biggest decision has been as to where in Chicago they're going to actually go. There's been, because I think they've even considered going way on the outskirts in the suburbs, and then you get all the people who are like, well, then are you even the Bears anymore? Which
Yeah.
I don't necessarily agree with that because you've got the New York Jets and the New York Giants who play in New Jersey. So it's not like
Yeah.
it matters.
So to give you some indication of how old Soldier Field is, I marched on it in 1987. So I mean, it's probably crumbling down about now.
Yeah, I mean
It would be
it's older
similar to
it's
the-
older than you. That says how old it is. I mean,
Similar to the Roman Colosseum, and it's just crumbling away. All right, pleasant day today weather-wise before rain returns. Spotty showers expected tomorrow. Mostly sunny today, a high of 69. Increasing clouds 46 overnight, and then warmer tomorrow, a high of 74, and then even warmer on Saturday and even warmer on Sunday. So you enjoy your weekend. President Biden had his pen out before the Ukraine deal hit his desk, so he signed it and said that they will be rushing weaponry to Ukraine. But people are trying to be cautious. You know, Russia has gained quite a bit of momentum in this 2-month period where we can't decide what we're doing. And so they have the momentum right now. It will take a while for the things that we've decided to do to help Ukraine go the other direction. So still expect losses for Ukraine in the coming days as they try to get their feet back underneath them. The Biden administration is also tweaking rules on airline fees and refunds, saying that it'll help consumers. The charge here led by Pothole Pete, who is trying to, after the debacle of a year ago, January, you know, when Southwest and they had that major airline debacle, they are trying to fix some of the things that people have long complained about the airline industry. Airlines decide now how long a delay must last before triggering refunds. Well, now there's a set in stone amount of time. It's also, if it's X number of hours late, they can't still say it's delayed. It has to be canceled. They have to give you a hotel room. They can rebook you on another flight, or they can give you credit, but you don't have to accept it. You can
I'm liking these.
you can get reimbursement or so. And so all these, and I'm with you, all these things sound great to the traveler.
Yes.
And you get people that say the agency said the rule will save consumers more than $500 million a year. Well, yes, but the airlines are still working on a revenue budget. So do we see fares rise up X% of the time? So we're going to owe people these on top line revenue to manage it to the bottom.
Yeah.
You
well,
know, so
I don't really like that.
do we pay more up front? Speaking of upfront, now when you shop on the websites to buy your airline, they show you your baggage fees with your fare rather than let you book the fare and then go, oh, by the way, if you're bringing a bag, it's going to cost you $25 a bag. So a little more transparency. So we'll see how that sorts its way out. The Litchfield Utility System has received nearly a $700,000 grant from the Pipeline and Hazardous Materials Safety Administration. The grant was announced yesterday at a ceremony in Fulton. The grant is $684,000 and $39 over $684,000. And it is earmarked for replacing a key gas line in Litchfield that serves multiple schools, serves the Judicial Center, serves Owensboro Health Twin Lakes, and should help reduce methane emissions and protect the community from leaky natural gas projects. So congratulations to them. Also want to remind you, tomorrow is the open house and celebration of ECTC's Litchfield campus. It's 1:30 to 3:30. It's kind of a open house format. There will be remarks. There will be, dignitaries from ECTC's main campus that will be there and remarks. But if you don't have the full 2 hours, feel free to stop by for 10 minutes or so and just show your support. And then they'll have kind of additional information on their big expansion that they're having. This is going to be exciting. So maybe I'll see you there tomorrow at ECTC's Litchfield campus. A body has been found alongside a major roadway in Hardin County. This happened earlier in the week, but just now learning of it, said that Radcliffe police responded to the 1400 block of North Dixie Avenue near Radcliffe City Park. They found a body deceased, the body of a deceased male in a ditch. The Radcliffe police at the Hardin County Coroner's Office are leading the investigation. They don't have any other information on how that happened or why that happened. I saw this headline, too, is worthy of circling back on. A Hardin County woman has been accused of setting a fire on her neighbor's mobile home porch and then punching a police officer. Sounds like an exciting, eventful day. The Radcliffe police arrested 41-year-old Leanne Bailey of Radcliffe at the Yardwood Mobile Home Park after she placed a gas can on her neighbor's porch and lit it on fire. There were 5 people inside the residence when she set it on fire. There were no injuries and the fire was extinguished, but when officers got to the scene, they had to force their way into Bailey's home. Once inside, she punched an officer in the face with closed fist. She was arrested and charged with arson, wanton endangerment, assault of a police officer, etc., and seemed to be pretty proud of herself. If you look at
I'm
her booking
trying
photo.
so hard not to
I mean,
grin really big over here.
smiles in mugshots always amuse
Yes.
me. I go, well,
Yeah.
okay. Maybe a deputy jailer just told a really funny joke about the
Maybe.
time they snapped the photo. I guess
Maybe.
that's what happened. We've got a little more information on the situation in Butler County earlier this week for the 3 people who were robbed of about $5,000. There were 3 workers of a convenience store at Don Lindsay's Grocery on Caneyville Road. That's Highway 79. So you probably know the story already. But the person who was injured, they're all okay. They've been released from medical care. But it has prompted the Butler County Sheriff's Office to mention that there have been at least 2 other similar type of robberies over the last 2 or 3 years. So they're starting to feel like there's a pattern and connection, especially based upon the description of the alleged suspects. So you can read about this at K105.com. There's a description there and also more details on the other robberies. So they could be connected. And if you know anything about it, then obviously help them out. Tennessee lawmakers have joined a movement allowing some teachers to take guns into schools. Some public school teachers in Tennessee could gain new powers to carry concealed guns into the classroom. A year after a deadly shooting in the state's capital city stirred impassioned debate about the best ways to curb such violence. The legislature gave final approval to the legislation Tuesday. That's just days after Iowa and Nebraska had done something similar. They followed that up with more gun rights measures yesterday, giving final approval to bills letting retired law officers bring guns into schools and prohibiting local extreme risk protection ordinances that allow guns to be removed from people judged to pose a threat to themselves or others. You got legislatures in 20 states who have passed some type of gun legislation this year, some blue states, some red states. So some have tightened, some have loosened, and even in Kentucky, we have passed a measure this year that could expand the ability of some people to bring guns into schools. A bill passed in Wyoming, by the way, allots $480,000 to reimburse schools for the cost of training employees to carry guns on school property. So, Sam, you come from obviously an education family. Do you think that public school teachers need to have the ability to have guns in the classroom?
That's a loaded question.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
I did notice from the legislation in Tennessee, it doesn't say they have to. It says they can. So I guess there would be some comfort in that. But conversely, maybe the first time something like that happens in a classroom and a teacher isn't carrying a weapon, do they then get blamed to say, well, why didn't you have a weapon?
Yeah.
So it seemed like kind of a slippery slope.
I don't know that I agree with the way to fix the gun problem is add more guns. Like I just don't know that that's my philosophy when it comes to it.
I think I'm with Sam. It is a very loaded question. And I don't know that it's a loaded topic, and no pun intended, but, I don't know. You're right. So if they choose not to and something happens, why didn't you? If you choose to and something happens unintentional, well, then, you brought the weapon. I don't know. I don't know.
We've gone through a season of history where there are signs on campuses everywhere that say no guns permitted.
I will tell you though, like if I were a teacher, myself, Christy J. Buckles, right? I would like the ability to be able to do so. So then there's that.
It's the security system adage. If you have a protected by Simply Safe or protected by ADT sign or a beware of dog sign on your home, you don't have to have a security system or a dog to perhaps discourage some ne'er-do-well from violence or evil on a classroom or your home, if you use my analogy. So if we've gone through this season of signs everywhere saying no guns, then bad actors go, there are no guns in schools. But if bad actors think there might be guns in schools, does that dissuade their behavior? I would hope at least that's a possibility. But again, there are pros and cons to both sides. But people are grasping at straws because of these school violence, school shootings, that we can't just sit by and do nothing. So
I think with intense, proper training and all those things would have to be in play. But yeah.
Well, I shouldn't say never. We will most likely in our lifetimes not see the adequate number of SROs in all schools that make us feel comfortable.
Sure.
You'd have to put, what does it take?
Every-
An army battalion outside
Yeah.
of school to go, you're not getting inside this school. How many does it take for a person to go, ooh, I'm not going to try that? And that's the goal.
And how sad is it that you have to have that mentality?
Yeah, it's at 100%. And how sad,
Absolutely.
but also how sad is it that our kids have to go through metal detectors just to get into school? It's just kind of crazy. Sam, things are getting confusing for me on the University of Kentucky campus, and I think we're going to need some type of chart. Okay?
Okay.
So a month ago, we got Kenny Brooks.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday, we got Alvin Brooks.
Mm-hmm.
So we got two Coach Brookses. Then we got Rich Brooks.
Yeah, I was going to say, you can't forget about Rich Brooks.
So we got Papal. Now, at the same time, we had, it down the line from Papal and Rich Brooks, we got Mark Stoops. Then we got Mark Pope. Now we got Mark Fox. Then you got Mark Buckles, who clearly is the most famous Mark in Kentucky. It's just confusing on all fronts, Sam. How do we keep track of this?
I think you're going to have to change your name.
Okay. All right. That's fine. I kind of go by my initials a lot anyway, so I'll be fine with that.
So you're now
Mark Fox.
MB or MB, MDB.
That's just, it's what I've even got 4 initials if you want to get crazy. Mark Fox, former Georgia head coach, former coach who gave Mark Pope a shot at coaching, is now coming to Kentucky to serve as an assistant on the UK staff. Good move?
Sure. I mean, I don't know. Mark Pope trusts him, and that's really all that should matter when it comes to an assistant coach, because trust is very important. I think he's going to be doing a lot of NIL work, from what I understand, which is important.
But the big get yesterday was Alvin Brooks.
Yes,
Right.
it does sound like that is the case. Yes, that is a recruiting win for the Cats, which is important.
When your recruiting competitors call you a shark, it means you have their attention, so that's good. Go get them, Alvin. We got to get to a break. We'll come back. Got more on the way. Hang around here on In the Know.
What do you call someone who puts your family's interests ahead of their own? Someone who takes time to listen without rushing you or passing judgment. Someone you can count on to help guide you through one of life's most difficult times. At Watkins Funeral Home, we call someone like that a friend of the family. For families making funeral arrangements in Litchfield, there's only one thing you need to know. You've got a friend at Watkins Funeral Home. For more information, visit us online at rogers-watkins.com.
For more than 70 years, Owensboro Health Twin Lakes Medical Center has cared for the health of our friends, neighbors, and family members in Grayson County and beyond. We've celebrated every beautiful newborn, every successful surgery, and every healed injury. Owensboro Health Twin Lakes Medical Center is focused on finding solutions to your health challenges. As part of the Owensboro Health System, we want to keep you healthy. We want to make you proud.
Thinking about furthering your education? At Elizabethtown Community and Technical College, you'll get a high-quality education close to home at a cost that won't break the bank. Enjoy small class sizes with professors who take a personal interest in your success. Scholarships are still available, making our low tuition even more affordable. ECTC's Litchfield campus is now enrolling for classes that start June 3rd. Visit elizabethtown.kctcs.edu to get started. ECTC, college for the real world.
Did you know you can vote early in Kentucky?
Yeah, I've heard that, but I prefer to vote on Election Day.
I get that, but it's nice having an option for people like me who can't make it on a Tuesday.
Anyone can still vote on May 21st, but Kentuckians can also vote early with no excuse on a Thursday, Friday, or Saturday ahead of Election Day. That's May 16th, 17th, and 18th. Times and locations vary by county. Check yours at govote.ky.gov.
This message is sponsored by the Kentucky Secretary of State's Office, Kentucky Broadcasters Association, and this station.
Quality paves the way. That's the motto of Scotty's Contracting in Stone. All of the crushed stone products from Scotty's Quarry in Litchfield are mined underground. Scotty's Contracting and Paving provides cleaner products made from pure limestone. If you agree that quality makes the difference, contact the team at Scotty's Contracting in Stone for crushed stone products for your project at 259-5696. That's 259-5696. Our quarry is located on Quarry Road in Litchfield.
Your health is important to you, so when you find yourself face to face with sickness, your main concern is simply how to feel better. Well, rest assured, your feel better starts right here at Midway Pharmacy. It begins the moment you walk through our doors, where you're greeted by our friendly, knowledgeable staff, and continues on with special services like free delivery. So whether your goal is to maintain a healthy lifestyle or to overcome that untimely sickness, remember,
your feel better starts here
at Midway Pharmacy.
Google has fired another 20 employees for their involvement in protests over its dealings with Israel. The tech giant has a cloud computing contract with the Israeli military, and pro-Palestinian workers have been staging sit-ins and other forms of protest. This brings the total number, including
Today is Love Your Thighs Day. I'll trade you. How about that?
I'm down with mine.
Okay. It is Hairstylist Day.
Shout out.
Shout out. I saw mine yesterday. Just reminded her of
See
the
you
hard
next
work.
week.
The hard work it takes to keep me looking this great. I mean, it's work is never done. It's Manny Petty Day.
I'm in dire need. Ugh.
And it's Telephone Day. I heard Rick and Bubba this morning playing. It was like a public service announcement or a commercial from long ago that dumbed down and simplified how the telephone works.
Okay.
They played like the ringing sound and said, "That's the attention signal."
Okay.
Like, You pick the phone up, speaking to the receiver. Isn't that innate in humans now? Like, don't we come out of the womb with a phone up to the side of our face, or at least in our palm of our hands? My thumbs are moving. It can happen. World's changed a lot. If you've been sneezing and coughing and hacking and wheezing and all those good things, they could be obviously allergies. And some people might not have any allergies, but they have that same symptoms. But here are some unexpected signs of seasonal allergies that aren't sneezes or sniffles. One, bad breath. So the bad taste in your mouth might not be from food. It could be due to all the pollen in the air. Dizziness. We kind of now, if you can't smell something, you think, oh, COVID. But it might not be that. Exhaustion. Concentration problems. Could be allergy related, brain fog, etc. A sore throat. Snoring. Voice changes. Hello. It's probably not that way. It's probably the other way. Unexplained headaches. Rashes. Odd mannerisms. I know odd mannerisms that probably aren't allergies.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
This says ticks and such. Not Ticks, Ticks. An itchy tongue.
Mm-hmm.
Is it going to say an itchy foot?
I'm waiting.
Achy joints.
That's kind of
And ear ringing. Ringing in the ears. Those are all things that just could be allergy related.
So pretty much every ailment this time of year is allergy related.
Right? Or anything you can think of.
Except for the one side effect that all the medicines put in their disclaimer.
Drowsiness?
Beyond that one. May cause cha-cha-cha.
Yeah, I didn't know where this was going. I was a little confused there.
I kind of felt like it was going that way.
I was just thinking, I was like, I don't know. Drowsiness seems like it's the biggest one.
Let's see. I think it's, drowsiness, irritability, and cha-cha-cha are usually all three listed. May cause. 10 spots not to forget when you are spring cleaning.
Okay.
1, refrigerator vents. All right, those are sometimes hard to find. 2, dryer vents. 3, dishwasher filter. Dishwashers have filters. Yeah, the little mesh filter in there.
Do.
Yeah, that one. But sometimes when I think of filter, I think of a disposable, changeable filter. But these are just the mesh ones.
And the dryer one, I hope that is not the one. You should be changing the one inside your dryer all the time. I hope that means the one on the back, close to your wall.
It's the pipe,
the piping.
The chute, that goes to the outside.
Because you need to be cleaning the other.
Mattresses.
Yeah.
Curtains. I mean, if you just don't dust your room for a week or two and you see the amount of dust that settles on the furniture, that's also on your curtains.
Sure.
So if you're not doing that frequently, then you know how people used to beat curtains with a broom? Bang, 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 bang. Toys and gaming devices. What is it, Sam?
That's a thing? They beat the curtains with a broom?
Yeah. Yeah, I learned that on Gone with the Wind. Doorknobs.
Oh, my goodness.
What?
It just look like that, but it's funny.
Doorknobs, light switches and handles, furniture, inside light fixtures, and drains. Those are all things that you should not forget when you are spring cleaning. Have you done your spring cleaning yet, Sam?
It's like a work in progress.
Okay, so that must mean Adele's not scheduled to visit yet.
It's it's like a little bit each weekend.
Yeah. If she had a visit scheduled, my guess is your spring cleaning would have become a priority.
I cannot imagine Sam's house being like requiring major spring cleaning.
No,
I can't.
no. It's just
No,
more
he's-
of the,
I
there's
don't
some
know.
things you don't clean every single time.
Some
Here,
things.
here are so after you get your allergies knocked out and you get
Mm-hmm.
your spring cleaning taken care of, you can start to explore where you'd like to travel for the summer. Here are 15 quote unquote surprising facts about America's national parks that you may not know. One of them you do know. I'll go ahead and tell you. Number one, the National Park Service protects over 85 million acres of natural resources and historic sites across the country. America's second national park, which was Mackinac National Park, which founded in 1875, was returned to the state of Michigan in 1895, and now it's a state park. Wonder if we have any other national parks that got turned back into state parks and said, you're not worthy of being a national park anymore.
I don't know.
Basically, it was decommissioned because U.S. troops were removed from Fort Mackinac. And when they left, and they said, well, we can't protect the national park either.
I think you just like saying Mackinac.
Sure. It's a lot of fun. One of the hottest temperatures recorded on Earth occurred in Death Valley National Park in 1913. I think I was aware of that.
Mm-hmm.
I was, however, not there that day. I was in somewhere else that week. It was 134 degrees, incidentally. Number 4, Dry Tortugas National Park in Florida has an abundant sea turtle population.
I love sea turtles.
So if you'd like to go
Which
to
would
Dry
Makes sense. That
And I like to hear tortuga.
yeah, tortuga is turtle in Spanish. That would make sense.
I'd like to go to the Tortuga Tavern.
Yep.
That's in Frontierland.
Yes.
Number 5, Mammoth Cave National Park in Kentucky offers the longest cave system in the world.
Does it?
Duh, big red truck. That's what it says. I don't know. It's not the deepest cave. I'll tell you about the deepest cave momentarily. First state national historic park is Delaware's one and only national park. Delaware has one, which is interesting because in the surrounding states to Delaware, there are 26.
I mean, Delaware's not that big.
Talk about not worthy. Well, Delaware and Grayson County about the same size in land mass.
Probably pretty close.
Number 7, 3 of the world's largest volcanic eruptions happened at Yellowstone National Park. Number 8, Carlsbad Caverns National Park in New Mexico is home to the deepest cave in the country. It's 1,600 feet deep. Now, they have 145 miles of passages at Carlsbad Caverns, but not as many as Mammoth Cave. Or as we once had somebody move from outside the area that were trying to learn our area, and they called it Woolly Mammoth Cave. Like the woolly mammoth and the cave are not connected. There might have been a woolly mammoth walk around the cave at some point in time in the last million years, but it's not Woolly Mammoth Cave. It's just Mammoth. Kalaupapa National Historic Park in Hawaii is home to a leper colony at Molokai Island Hansen's Disease Settlement. I wonder if our resident NP experts are getting their card punched at the leper colony.
Where's
Number
that?
10 in Hawaii,
Oh, okay,
Molokai, which is a hard island to get to, by the way. The deepest lake in the United States is found at Crater Lake National Park in Oregon.
I knew
The
that.
largest volcano. Excuse me?
I said I knew that. Yeah, Crater Lake.
You did
I've heard
know
of
that
that.
one?
Yeah.
Have you ever swam to the bottom of it?
No, I've never been to Oregon, so.
The largest volcano on Earth, which is Mauna Loa in Hawaii Volcanoes National Park on the Big Island. Largest volcano on Earth is in Hawaii. The Grand Canyon's one of the 7 wonders of the world. You knew that one. And White Sands National Park contains the world's largest gypsum dune field. So things you did not know. Quickly, Oreo launched a new Sour Patch Kids Oreos. In the words to imitate Joe Biden, just don't. Doesn't
That's
sound good to me at
interesting.
all.
No,
Sour
I mean,
Oreos, no thanks.
no, I mean, one of the kids, I really like Sour Patch Kids, but I can't imagine it Oreo.
Not in cookie form.
Yeah,
Just
but-
stay with the gummies or the ropes or the nerds or whatever. This week's Am I the Butthead? A Redditor questioned if their plus-sized friend, in the Disney-verse, they call them poo-sized.
Poo-sized.
Poo-sized. A Redditor questioned if their poo-sized friend was automatically entitled to a larger bed at their shared vacation home, prompting more than 600 comments about the way the friends chose their accommodations and whether the size of the bed was really at the root of the argument. So the lady says they're in their 30s. They're planning to rent a vacation home with their friends. We go every year, and we use a randomized selection tool to help us choose who gets which bedroom. So everyone agreed to the arrangement, but then a problem arose when Marie, who is poo-sized, ended up sharing a room which had 2 twin beds. That's when poo-sized Marie asked privately if she could switch places so she can have the queen-size bed. When she was told she wouldn't switch rooms with her friend, Marie started crying and told me I was being unreasonable and that I, of all people, should understand. I do understand, she said, but it's my vacation too, and I've worked hard to be in a body I'm comfortable in. I don't feel like I should give up my spot to accommodate her when she can still fit in the twin bed. By the way,
you agreed to the game. You got to pay the price.
That's right. That's what most of the Redditors said. And any sympathy that she had was taken away because she went on to explain that the people with the better accommodations paid more of the fee.
Oh, well then, yeah, absolutely. Then
Yes.
Marie's got no,
Yeah.
she got no case.
No grounds. No leg to stand on.
Well, now you all have got Pooh acting like Eeyore.
Although it is Thighs Day, right?
It is Thighs Day. Love your Thighs Day.
Yeah, yeah.
And this Canadian man was arrested for driving without a steering wheel. You almost have to see this to believe it. It's remarkable.
You know,
it's a set of vice grips instead of you got the turn signal and you got the gear shift, and then you've got a set of vice grips that you're using to steer.
I have actually seen this before.
I was about to say,
Yes.
I wonder how many times a week this happens in Grayson County.
I've actually seen this before, a long time ago.
I'm sure you could walk into the Evil Empire's.
It was on the farm and it happened, and you still needed to, so you just, that was your.
Yeah, but
Your
he's
plan at the
driving on a public highway.
Oh, sure,
It
yeah.
probably doesn't work.
Yeah.
And my guess is
smart.
probably got arrested for something else
I'm
other
gonna
than
go-
that.
Yes.
Gonna go out on a limb, but
He really had to get somewhere, didn't he?
I saw this week on a TV show, the old time. So this freaks me out to try to imagine how unsafe this is and trying to control a vehicle like this. I saw on Palm Royale, which is the new Apple TV Plus Kristen Wiig show. It's set in the 60s in Miami, and they were driving one of the old-timey golf carts where the steering thing is in the center. It's the handle. They didn't have a wheel. You just had like a lever that steered the front tire. And I remember my grandparents, or maybe my Aunt Kathy, having one of those, and they were so hard to drive because this least little bit of turn and you were off track. So it was just, that freaked me out. So imagine trying to drive with vice grips.
Yeah, I don't know.
No thanks.
Living on the edge.
We got to get to a break. We'll come back. We've got today's water cooler question. It'll be your chance to win coming up. You're on In the Know.
Celebrate the big horse race at the Paristown Derby Day Garden Party, presented by Woodford Reserve at Paristown on Saturday, May 4th. Wager and watch the races. Enjoy live music, cocktails, food, and more. VIP and general admission ticket options available. VIP tickets include box lunch, complimentary drinks, and private spaces. Tickets on sale now at paristown.com. Don't miss Paristown's Derby Party for the people.
Be safe, Kentucky. Buckle up and put the phone down.
Paid with funds to the Kentucky Office of Highway Safety. Do you know what red flags to look for when considering an investment opportunity? Fraudulent sellers might make unsolicited contact, tell you everyone is buying it, and pressure you to invest right now. They make hefty promises over the phone, but never put them in writing. At the Department of Financial Institutions, we have a saying. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. We're on a mission to educate Team Kentucky and protect your hard-earned dollars. Visit us online at kfi.ky.gov for more information.
I have diabetes. I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
I have asthma. I'm at risk too.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
The Department for Aging and Independent Living within the Kentucky Cabinet for Health and Family Services wants to promote the Aging Disability Resource Center, a statewide toll-free phone line that provides older adults, individuals with physical disabilities, caregivers, and professionals with information to promote independent living. Call to learn about home-delivered meals, in-home services, respite care, caregiver support, and Medicaid waiver programs to help those age 60 and over. Call 877-925-0037. Kentucky, forward together. Paid for by the Department for Aging and Independent Living, the KBA, and this station.
Kids across America are going to school hungry. Millions of kids every day. But one simple thing can help change all of this for a hungry child in America. Good, healthy food and the energy it brings. With help from caring people across America, No Kid Hungry is providing healthy meals and hope to hungry kids so they can build better futures. To learn more about ending child hunger in America, go to helpnokidhungry.org today.
K105 weather from the Wave Storm Tracking Team is brought to you by Smith Overhead Door, SOHD.info.
Twin Lakes weather. We'll see plenty of sunshine across the region today with highs in the 60s. For tonight, increasing clouds, temperatures falling down into the 40s. For tomorrow, starting off dry with some showers in the afternoon hours, highs for tomorrow in the low 70s. From the Wave News Storm Tracking Team, I'm meteorologist Tawana Andrew.
Did you know? If you want to be seen as a likable person, don't blame others.
Oh, yeah.
People who don't spend their time blaming others are seen as likable. They also found that they are not controlling, they are not clingy, and they don't try to impress. And if you want to be seen as likable, never, ever whine. That's my whine, Sam. Did you like that?
It's terrible, Sam. It doesn't happen very often, but when it does, it is terrible. Okay, that's twice. Like,
Here's today's water cooler question. If you've not won in the last 30 days and you're 18 years of age or older, you qualify to win. You're going to text your answer to 270-259-6000. 270-259-6000, up for grabs. A family 4-pack of tickets to the Louisville Zoo for their Wild Lights feature, which I've seen seen a television commercial about it. It looks awesome. So it runs through May the 19th, so you have a few weeks to get there. 270-259-6000. By the way, all of you who are headed to Arrival from Sweden tonight, have a great time at the show down in Owensboro. Here's the question. Women were asked about the most immature things about men. Cheek sneaks were 1. Burping was 2. This was 3. Women were asked the most immature things about men. Passing gas 1, burping 2. This was 3. Oh, she's not writing anything down yet, so good. Means nothing immediately came to mind.
Or she's going through an extensive list and trying to whittle it down to 1.
We're gonna see smoke. We're gonna see smoke rising off of her head because her brain
I was
is
in serious thought over here.
her brain is working so hard trying to distill the list down. She's short-circuited from all the possibilities. Katy Perry is teasing her upcoming single, which she predicts will be one of her biggest songs ever. Weird, we were talking about the Meghan Trainor aspect, and I said she was on an upcoming show. Well, she was, but it was just a show that I hadn't seen. It was Monday Night Show that Meghan Trainor was the guest mentor, and she did a fine job. Roman did a completely rearranged version of Roar by Katy Perry, and it was phenomenal, and she loved it, but he didn't make it to the top 10, so maybe it wasn't that good. But anyway, she's got new music coming out, and she even said something about, she teased Roman that she was going to do that arrangement of Roar on tour, on a future tour. All right. Knock yourself, which Luke said, good luck, because he acted like she couldn't do it. Like it was done so well that she couldn't,
good luck.
That she couldn't do it. So, oh, Luke. Speaking of American Idol, Ryan Seacrest and his girlfriend Aubrey Page are apparently Splitsville after 3 years of dating. Something was made in reference to Idol this year about Seacrest waiting too long to decide to pop the question to her. So not only is that not happening, but it seemed like it's going the other direction. They have been involved since May of 2021 when they were seen in the Hamptons celebrating Memorial Day. He's 49. She's 26.
Oh.
So, yeah. So, but I saw a photograph of her, and I guess that makes her almost 30 now, but she didn't look 26 when I saw the photo of her that was associated with the story. We talked about Steve Carell earlier. The Four Seasons is a movie from 1981, and Steve Carell and Tina Fey are remaking it into a Netflix comedy series. It seemed like Alan Alda was in the Four Seasons, maybe the movie. There were some famous people in 81 in that movie. I'll have to look up and see who the cast was. But Steve Carell and Tina Fey are making it into a Netflix comedy series, so you got that to look forward to in the coming months and years. So we'll get to a break. We'll come back. We'll figure out today's water cooler question. We'll be pondering. We'll have chart toppers and a pearl of wisdom. All that and more still ahead here on In the Know.
If you struggle with anxiety, you're not alone. According to the National Center for Health, 27% of Americans suffer from some form of anxiety disorder. That's 3 times as many people as just 4 years ago. The question is, what can you do when you feel anxious? Google the word anxiety, and you'll get links for every remedy you can imagine, from pills and patches to electronic devices you hang around your neck. You can even find stress balls and coloring books that promise to calm you down. But what really works? Let me help you cut through the clutter with 3 time-tested ideas for easing your anxiety. First, acknowledge your fears. Pretending not to feel anxious will only make it worse. Your angst will increase, not decrease. Talk as openly as you can. It'll diffuse your fear by bringing it out of the darkness and into the light. Second, find hope in God. Sooner or later, we all face challenges beyond our control. But even in the midst of uncertainty, we can have peace if our lives are anchored in something greater than ourselves and our struggles. Finally, seek professional help if your anxiety is severe. It likely has deep roots. Encouragement from friends and family members may not be enough to comfort you. Professional guidance can offer you a clear path for the journey ahead. If you struggle with anxiety, find a counselor in your area or speak with one of ours at 1-800-A-FAMILY. I'm Jim Daly.
The words you are about to hear are taken from letters sent in by members of the Trinity Debt Management Program.
Dear Trinity, today I'm making my final credit card payment.
Before I came to you, I was in a constant state of anxiety and panic, but now there is hope for my family's financial future.
Working with Trinity made me understand that I'm not alone.
You really do help people.
Your kindness will never be forgotten. Without Trinity's support, I would not have achieved my lifelong goal of becoming debt-free.
We saved a lot on interest and penalties, of course, but the reward was the gift of human kindness.
Trinity has carried me through a very difficult time in my life. You're amazing.
I used to feel so anxious and hopeless. Now I feel grace and peace.
God bless Trinity as you continue to help others become debt-free.
If credit card debt has you down, call Trinity at 1-800-990-6976. That's 1-800-990-6976.
Your choice of lifestyle directly affects your health. And while there are many complex factors surrounding your lifestyle, sometimes the simple truth is that you just need to feel better. Well, rest assured, your feel better starts right here at Midway Pharmacy. We take our time to get to know you and your lifestyle so we can provide sound advice on ways to improve your overall health. So whether your goal is to maintain a healthy lifestyle or overcome that untimely sickness, remember, your feel better starts here at Midway Pharmacy.
Slide with your boy to the bar. Slide with your boy to the car. I've been searching everywhere, and now here you are. Ooh, junkie.
MD's point to ponder for today. The water cooler question and the pondering are kind of converging into the same delta. Here's why. A recent survey asked 2,000 men and women to say what gets on their nerves about the opposite sex. So what annoys men about women? Well, when they say they're fine, but they're not, talking too much, crying to win arguments, and refusing to say sorry even when they're wrong. What annoys women about men? When they don't listen properly, when they don't put the toilet seat down, when they leave toenail clippings around, when they have jerky friends, and when they hog the remote. Those are the things that the survey produced.
Toenails around.
Come on, you've met somebody who would do that.
That's nasty.
I'm not saying you've seen it done. I said, but you know somebody who would do that.
I guess, yeah.
You've been to the store.
I remember a story now that I'll have to tell you later.
Okay.
No, yes, I do know.
Is that a last show story? All right. Today's water cooler question was, let me make sure I get it correctly. Oh, come on. I don't want to see that. All right, here's the question. Women were asked about the most immature things guys do. Passing gas came first. Burping came second. What was third? Sam, did you write something down?
Well, now that I heard the question again, no. I put down there laugh, but I thought you had said the most annoying thing. But laugh is not immature. Like, you can't fix that.
Right,
so.
Yeah, the most immature thing.
I have two.
I guess laughing at those things. How about that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I have two. The amount of connection, communication with their mother.
Okay.
And the whiny sick.
All right, gotcha. The answer was always wanting to eat fast food.
That is, okay, that is immature. Yeah.
Always wanting to eat fast food was the third most annoying thing.
Well,
or the third most immature thing.
That's immature?
Mm-hmm.
Well, when you don't want to put on your big boy shirt and go out somewhere other than
Okay.
Yeah,
I see what you're saying.
When you're not willing to.
I want chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
I see what you're saying
and
now.
Mine was more of, like calling mom. Everybody should have a great relationship with their mother, but it's that, can't do my own laundry, calling mommy to come out. You know what? That was my calling.
Those
mommy,
apron
so
strings
just to be
do
very
eventually
clear.
need to be cut.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Today, did we have a winner, Sam? I saw some, by the way, I saw several. Begging for wrestling was one.
Which is not a bad guess. That's not a bad guess.
But that's not an immature guess, by the way.
Someone had...
It's not immature.
It's not limited to, is what you're trying to say.
That's right. Not limited to immature people, I'm sure.
Okay, let's keep going.
No one got it. Is it 10:04 yet?
Today's highlight in history.
We're counting it down.
Chart toppers.
Today's highlight in history. This date in 404 BC, the Peloponnesian War ended as Athens surrendered to Sparta. All right.
Okay.
Al Pacino is 84. Hooah! Hank Azaria is 60. Rory Feek from Joey and Rory is 59. By the way, if you're married and you've never heard the song When I'm Gone, I'm just telling you, get the box of Kleenex. Renee Zellweger is 55. She sang it to him when they knew she was dying. And when you know that and you hear that song, it will bring a tear to a glass eye. Gone but not forgotten. James Pierpont, born in 1822. Guglielmo Marconi was born in 1874. Father of radio. Thank you, Marconi. Or was it Tesla? You can decide. Edward R. Murrow in 1908. Ella Fitzgerald in 1917. Meadowlark Lemon in 1932.
I'm not sure I realized Marconi and Murrow were both in the same day. Those are two big names in this industry.
By the way, it's not the same year, was it? No. Okay, just making sure. Like, that would have been really weird. All right, let's go to chart toppers. Web here. Okay. All right. That was the Florida Georgia Lines wine.
It
That was
doesn't
not
matter.
mine.
You're up to 3
MD's
of
Pearl of
those.
Wisdom for today. Texting is a brilliant way to miscommunicate how you feel and misinterpret what other people mean. Texting is a brilliant way to miscommunicate how you feel and misinterpret what other people mean. MB's Pearl of Wisdom for today. Remember, God loves you, and I do too. If you don't know Jesus, let me know, and I'll introduce you. Look forward to seeing you back here tomorrow for another edition of our show. For Sam Gormley, for Beej, I'm MB, and now you're in the know.
Powering through the Twin Lakes with the best mix of music, news, weather, and fun. If it's in the Twin Lakes, it's on.